When the children of Israel had come out of Egypt, God told them something important. He says, therefore, you shall lay up these words of mine in your heart and in your soul. You shall teach them to your children, speaking of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up, that your days and the days of your children may be multiplied in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give them, like the days of the heavens above the earth. We first learn about Timothy in the book of Acts chapter 16. He's just a pup. How does the Bible mention him? I want you to notice this. Acts chapter 16, verse 1. Then he came to Derbe and Lystra, and behold, a certain disciple was there named Timothy, the son of a certain Jewish woman who believed, but his father was Greek. You see what the Holy Spirit did there? Not only does he introduce Timothy, but then he tells us that Timothy's mom was a believer. 2 Timothy chapter 1. Paul speaking about Timothy again. When I call to remembrance the genuine faith that is in you, which dwelt first in your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice, and I am persuaded is in you also. Second time God has mentioned Timothy, he's not just a believer, but his mom was. Oh, and let me take it a step further, his grandma too. He tells us a third time. Just turn the page to chapter 3, and he says in verse 14, but you must continue in the things which you have learned and been assured of, knowing from whom you have learned them, and that from childhood. You have known the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make you wise for salvation through faith, which is in Jesus Christ. Not only is church going important to you, but it's important to your children. And as parents, I'm talking to all parents in here, it needs to be an absolute priority that your children come and fellowship with you every time you walk in here. Monday morning, the kids wake up. You guys are parents, you know the struggle. And you know what inevitably happens every morning? At least one of them are gonna say, Dad, I don't wanna go to school today. Your kids ask you the same thing? Yeah. You know what we don't do? You know, it's ultimately your choice. You choose if you want to go to school or not. Ultimately, it's a serious decision, and you should be able to work that out and choose. No, going to school for parents is non-negotiable. Right. No options, because we understand the importance. It's setting them up for future. They need the education. They need to be well-rounded adults, and they are presentable, contributing members of society, and education gives them a better chance to be that way. I'm the parent. I know what's best. I'm making the best decision for you. Get your butt up. We're going to school. But when it comes to the house of God, where you're structuring, framing, and molding their relationship with the Creator, the King of Kings, and the Lord of Lords, we say, if you don't feel like coming, just stay home. We don't be the parents, and we don't hold the same standard, because in doing so, you are molding adults who are going to grow up and hold the standard of God and not let go in a society that is ever falling away from Him.